coming. I don't know what, she had a doctor's appointment or something, so she texted me. So good morning, good morning. You guys at home too. Um, I told Jeanette it was a really fun trip. We went to Virginia wine tasting, and they do. Who knew? It was beautiful too because the leaves were turning and the in the mountains. It was just gorgeous and good wines and good company. So it was fun. We got back yesterday around 12:30. We had to get up at 3 a.m. yesterday morning to make our flight because of the TSA. They said, the lines are going to be bad, so you better get there early. So we did, and it was bad. So my son said in Houston, the lines are like 5 hours for TSA. Yeah.
She's in London. I woke up at 4 o'clock. Are you here home?
Yeah.
He's like priority on the international flight. So.
Yeah.
At least you get back in the United States. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's do a little yoga. I know it's been a while for a lot of us, including me. So I taught last night, but so we'll get started. So please find a nice seat, and we just do a little centering to start. So close your eyes. And turning to your breath, take 3 cleansing breaths, and that's when you try and fill your lungs completely and then open your mouth and just let it all out. And then just allow your breath to go back to a normal cadence, but keep following it with your thoughts. So just notice your inhalation and your exhalation for a few moments. And especially feeling the air moving through your throat area. Maybe you can feel the coolness of the inhalation, and a little bit warmer breath as you exhale. And then I wanted to share a quote from you. I've had it on my computer for a long time, and I thought someday I'm going to use that as a yoga theme. And it goes like this: the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Just let it loose and it will defend itself. The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. Let it loose and it will defend itself. So I feel like if you're being true to who you are, to your soul, if you will, that's the way it should be. You don't have to defend it. That's just you. And it's always good to be impeccable with your word as well. Please bring hands to heart center. May we all remember to be true to ourselves, truthful to ourselves as well. Speak the truth. I think we'll notice the beauty and the grace all around us if that's the case. Lower your hand, open your eyes. And congratulations, you get to start on your back this morning. We're gonna take her easy. But have one block handy. We might use that. And just come on down to your backs with your knees bent. I'm going to have you press into your tailbone sacrum area and just kind of arch your back a little bit. You can bring your arms wherever it's comfortable. So this is like a laying down cow pose. And then go the opposite direction. So tuck your tailbone, press your low back down, and kind of arc down towards the floor a little bit. And just do that a couple times. It's a really subtle cat-cow, just to kind of feel out your spine to start. When you're in cat, just think of drawing the belly button towards the spine. You're in cow, just lifting it up. Feel a nice stretch. And just keep moving. It's very slowly between the two, just feeling out your spine, just checking in. And then pause with a neutral spine and interlace your hands behind your right leg. You're gonna have to pick your right foot up and then just press your leg into your hands and then straighten and bend the knee a few times. Just kind of feel that out. And then pause when the leg's fully extended and flex and point your toe a few times, keeping that nice long neutral spine. And then go ahead and bend that knee again and bring the right ankle across the left thigh. And just open the knee to the right. And if you want more stretch, you can lift the left foot up and interlace behind the left thigh, but try and keep that nice long neutral spine as you lay your head and shoulders back down. If it doesn't work for you to lift that up, just leave it, your left foot on the floor. It's totally fine. You can kind of roll side to side. Sometimes that feels good, depending on how tight your hips are. Mine are really tight this morning. And then release that left foot to the floor again and just hug your right knee in. And back off a little bit because I want you to keep the neutral spine and maybe extend that left leg to the floor. And then just bring your right knee off to the right side a little bit. And then across to the left side, just kind of feeling out your hip. And then just move your hands up to the top of your knee and press that femur bone into the socket. It should feel really good. You might have to back off a lot so your arms are full length. Good. And then just place your right foot on top of your left thigh and hold on to it with your left hand. And just bring that knee across. Your right hip will lift up a little bit just to stretch the outer thigh, if that makes sense. Good job. Yeah. And then go ahead and roll back to center. Bring the right foot to the floor and interlace behind the left thigh. Press your thigh into your hands. Straighten and bend the knee a few times. Just keeping, you'll have a little curve in your low back, a natural curve. if you're pressing it, you'll feel that length in your spine. That's what we're always trying to achieve. We don't want to compress anything there. And then next time it's straight, just flex and point a few times. Crack your ankle like mine just did. And then bending the knee, hugging that knee in and bringing it just to a place where you can extend the right leg fully. If that doesn't work, just keep it bent too and just bring it side to side, just loosening up the joint. And then moving the hands to the top of the knee, pressing the knee away a little bit, just rounding that top of the femur bone into your hip socket there. A little press down. And then bringing your left foot on top of your right thigh. The left hand can come off to the side and just bring the knee across. You'll feel it in your outer hip, your IT band. Maybe feel it in your waist a little bit. And then roll back to center. Now hug both knees in. Roll up into a little ball. Like you'll feel like you're doing the cat pose. So your head and your shoulders lift. Maybe your tailbone lifts. Feel that pressing down to the floor. Good. And then let go. Bring your feet side by side, feet to the floor. Now you have that neutral spine again. And then just let the soles of your feet come together, your knees open for butterfly pose. Take a few breaths there. Just gonna turn some music on. And slowly closing your knees. I want you to roll to the side and push on up to standing. My Wi-Fi is not working or something, but oh well. And standing with your feet about hip distance apart. And I want you to really feel like you're using all four corners of your feet. So you're pressing down through your feet and your spine's nice and long. Good. And then just stretch your arms up. Feel nice, it's a big stretch. And then interlace your hands, press your palms up, and just arc to your right a little bit, keeping weight in both feet, especially sometimes your left one wants to lighten up. Just keep weight there. Feel a nice stretch. And then inhaling, come back to center. Exhale, the other way. And inhaling, come back to center. Exhale, let your arms go. And with your arms in a T, make a fist. And then just turn your knuckles down towards the floor. Big stretch. And then bring them up and then roll your arms. Show me your muscles. Popeye arms. And then do that again. Stretch out. Knuckles to the floor. Big stretch and Popeye arms again. Good. And then release, stretch your arms up. Now bend your elbows and bring your arms forward. And we're just going to do some open close. So I want you to think of your shoulder blades on your back. So you're gonna bring them together and then apart. So open them wide, think my heart lifts, the shoulder blades come together and working those muscles in the back. Don't let your ribs pop out. Good. And then close, bring the forearms together, feel the shoulder blades slide apart. And do that a couple more times. Just working those blade muscles. We get really weak there, so it's worthwhile to do that one more time. And then coming to a place in the middle, stretch your arms up again. When you do this, just notice I want your rib cage to always be kind of engaged so your lower ribs don't pop out, but you're not scooping your tailbone here. You're just feeling nice and tall. Good, now bend your knees like you're gonna sit in a chair. Bring your hands to heart center for it's called chair pose, Utkatasana. Yeah, draw your low belly up. Don't scoop your tailbone, just feel the butt moving back behind the heels. Good, now bring your hands to your knees and just slide your hands down to the floor. Your knees will still be bent, and then just slowly straighten the legs, keeping weight in all parts of the feet. You don't have to straighten them all the way. Just an attempt to get a good stretch. And then soften your jaw. And breathe a few times. Feel the nice stretch. I want you to think of to yourself, I don't want to round the back. I just want to, yeah, get a good stretch there. Good. And then go ahead and walk your hands out a little bit and come down to all fours. And if you want to use your knee cush, you can. So when I say all fours, your wrists are right under your shoulders, knees are right under hips, and then just kind of move in a circle. You can just kind of feel yourself working through all the joints. Good, and then go the opposite direction. Getting everything worked out. And then pause and extend your right leg and bring the ball of your foot to the mat and just kind of stretch through your calf a little bit. Good. And then pick that right foot up, bring it off to the left side so you're still landing on the ball of your foot, but you're stretching the outer hip again. Keep thinking long spine, rib cage back, maybe twist and look at your left foot. Or it's your right foot, but it's on your left side. That's what I meant to say. Good. And then come on back to center. Lift that right leg up so your hips are parallel to each other. Think rib cage back. I'm really strong in my core. Maybe add the left arm if you're feeling stable. It's okay if you don't. And then bring the knee and the hand down. We'll do that on the other side. So extend the left leg, press through the ball of the foot. Stretch out your calf. Don't get too aggressive here. Just want a nice stretch. You can intensify it as you hold it. Good. And then picking the foot up, bringing it across to the right side. Think I want to stay engaged in the core, and then maybe I twist and look at that right foot or left foot on the right side. And then coming back to center. Lift the left leg up. Don't let your left hip lift though. You want to keep the pelvis square to the floor. Think really strong rib cage back. Maybe add the right arm. One more breath. And come on down. Good. Keeping the toes curled under. Just going to stretch out your feet, walk your hands back. See, maybe you can sit on your heels, maybe not. Some of us have fun knees. And another idea for me, which I'm going to do this morning, is to tuck a blanket in behind my knees just to add space. And then that feels really good. Hmm. Yeah. Big stretch on your feet too, right? Good. And then come forward again. I'm going to have you come down to your elbows now. So right where your hands were, bring your elbows. Press your forearms and hands down. Keeping the toes curled under, maybe lift your knees. You don't have to lift to straight legs. I want you to think strong shoulders. That's what I'm after. So that place right in between shoulder blades together and shoulder blades apart is pressing down through the forearms, through the hands. Couple breaths there. And then this is an option. Step your feet back and come to an elbow plank. So keeping your shoulders right above your elbows, not letting them get in front, pressing down, maybe even rounding a little bit up. One more breath. And lower your knees. This time, stretch your feet long and maybe widen the knees a little bit. And stretch your hips back and come to a child's pose. Yeah, good. And if it doesn't work for your knees, keep your booty up in the air. Stretch your arms long though. Palms planted. And then come back up. Now your hands will be slightly in front of your shoulders. Curl your toes under. And same thing, I want you to think, I'm going to keep my knees bent. I'm going to move my hips up and back to a downward facing dog. That's it. Your armpits stay nice and hollow. And the goal isn't to get your heels down or your legs straight. The goal is to feel connected. It's really good, you guys. Then just walk your dog out for a moment. Bend one knee and the other. And then go ahead, just like you got there. Lower your knees. Walk your hands back a little bit and come on down to your bellies. I'm going to have you stretch your hands back by your hips, palms down. And then see about staying really connected. Your forehead might be down, I don't know. And lift your legs up. So it's not just your feet. You can lift your legs up and engage your glutes, engage your hamstrings, point your toes, lift them a little higher, and release them down. Good, now we're gonna do the opposite. So you're just gonna think long neck. I'm gonna lift my forehead up, my head, my shoulders move towards the back. I'm just lifting the front part of my body up. If it feels good and you want a little more, you can lift your hands. Keep a long side body. Good, and then lower everything down. You can stack your hands on your forehead if you'd like. Take a breath or two. And now we're going to add all of that together. So hands by your hips again if they aren't. Lift the head first, the shoulders, the arms, and then add the legs. This is called locust pose. Yeah. Think long neck, rib cage back, arms lift. Yeah, good, you guys. And release down and push back to all fours, and then just keep going up to that downward facing dog again. Ah, who knew? Walk your dog out a little bit. And then I'll give you an option. You want to slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Now you're going to have to bend your knees a little bit to get your heels down and come to that forward fold again. And then bend your knees, hands to your knees, bring your torso upright, press into your feet and stand up. Well done. Everyone turn towards the middle and take a wide stance now. When I say wide, I mean your if you brought your arms out, your wrists are approximately above your ankles. Yeah, you guys look pretty good. And then stretch your arms up here. Just check to make sure your feet point straight ahead. See if you can press through big toe mound, little toe mound, inside of heel, outside of heel. So your legs feel super active. And then bring your right hand down to your side and arc to that side. Good. Couple breaths. And then come on back up, stretch the right arm up again, and switch. Just go slow. Come on back up, stretch both arms up, and bring hands to heart center. Now just swivel your heels in a little bit, and then I want you to notice that your kneecaps and your toes point the same direction as you bend into your knees. And you're in this wide stance, but it's called goddess pose. We're just kind of doing the same thing we did with our feet together, only feet wide. And it's really important that rule of thumb, kneecaps, toes point the same direction. Draw your rib cage back, low belly draws up. Yeah. Good. Bring your hands to your knees and then straighten your heels, your feet back out and fold forward. If your hands come to the floor, great. You can use a block if you need to. Now we're in a wide-legged forward fold. Good. Now just kind of sway forward and back and see if you have the weight in the middle of your feet. Sometimes we're on the balls of our feet. And I want you to have weight in all parts of the feet and just notice the stretch. Yeah, good, you guys. Try not to round your back. Think, I'd rather have my knees bent and my butt back than rounding the back, because you just want to get a good stretch in your legs and not challenge your back too much. Good, and then I'll come back up. So swivel your heels in again. Bend your knees, hands to your knees. Bring your torso up. Hands to heart center if you can. Press into your feet and stand up. Good. Step your feet together and grab your blocks and please bring them to the front of your mat. So on either side of your feet. Good. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Remember, it's okay to keep your knees bent, hands to the blocks. Step your right foot back to a deep lunge. I want you to notice your heel, your knee, and your sits bones are lined up on both sides. So your hips stay square to the front. Good. I want you to keep that as you sweep your right arm or your left arm up and open up to a little twist. The left hip crease stays back. Big stretch. Good. And then touch down. Good. Now move your blocks to the higher height and maybe even back a little bit. You're going to lift your right heel high and think, I'm going to stretch my hips up and back to straighten the left leg. And it might not straighten all the way. That's okay. Big stretch. Hips stay square. Heel, knee, sits bone on both sides line up. Good. Just keep breathing. Good. Bend back into the front knee. You can bring those blocks back to the lower height and step forward. Good. Let's do that on the other side. We have to even it out. So left foot steps back. I want you to just notice your right knee has to stay above your right ankle or behind it. You just don't want it in front because then your knee's unstable. Good. Check your alignment. Nice long spine. Sweep the right hand this time up. Open up to a little twist. Good. Nice, you guys. And reach back down, touch the block. Turn the blocks up to the higher height, maybe back a little bit. It's always easier. Lift your left heel high. Move the hips straight up and back to straighten the right leg. Nice, long, strong spine. Only fold deeper if it's good for you. Good. Bend back into the front knee. Move the blocks to their lower height. And step forward, please. Inhale. I want you to just think, I'm going to bring my hands to my shins and lengthen my spine out. This is called a pranam. And exhale. Fold back again. Good. Step your left foot back first this time to a deep lunge. And then just bring the right block to the inside of your right foot and wiggle it out to the side. Now, remember, rule of thumb, kneecap and toes point the same direction. So since it's kind of out to the side, you might have to turn the toes out a little bit. Good. And then lower the back knee. Now your left heel, knee, and sits bone are aligned, but your right leg's off to the side a little bit. You're just stretching the inner thigh. You want to stay strong through the foot. Some of you might want more stretch. Now, I don't want you to round your back to do this, but you could lower it to your elbows. Only if it feels like a good stretch. Sometimes just the left elbow comes down. Big stretch. This is called humble pose. Good, and then come on back up on your hands. Lift the back knee. If you want to bring the blocks to the higher height, and you're just going to lift this sits or hips up and back to straighten the right leg again, but this time the leg's off to the side. So stretch stretches a few different muscles. The hips still stay square to the front. Couple breaths there. And then bend into the front knee. Lower the blocks. And this time I'm going to have you step that right leg back to a downward facing dog on the blocks. But we have to even it out. So see if you can step that left foot to the outside of the left block. And if you need to lower your knees to do it, you can. It's no big deal. But now your right side is aligned. Your left side is kind of off. And then lower your right knee. I always say hug the heel and the knee towards each other. You'll feel more stretch. Good. And if you want to lower to your elbows, you can. Don't have to. It's a really deep stretch. I don't want you to round your back to do it. Keep the right heel, knee, and sits bone aligned. You're just stretching the inner thigh. Kneecap and toes on the left side are aligned. Couple breaths. And then come on up on to your hands, lift the back knee. And you remember, if you want that higher height, you can do it. Hips lift up and back to straighten the left leg. So the right knee is lifted. Yeah, good. And bend into the front knee. Bring those blocks to the safer height. And step back to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet up between the blocks to a forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And this time, sweep your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Look up and exhale. Hands to heart center. Good. We got to try something funky, right? So, Jeanette's going, yeah, let's do it. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the blocks. Just slide those blocks forward so that they're handy. And then step your right foot back just a little bit, not all the way to deep lunge, but keep so your left knee is a little bit bent. Bring your hands to your front knee and come up. If you're feeling stable, bring hands to heart center. Now think strong core. You're just going to lean forward, and as you do, get a little lighter on that right leg and see maybe you can lift it up for a second and then touch your blocks. Good. Keep that right leg up. Good. Lift it a little higher. Standing splits. I want you to feel stable. So your left heel has to be down. The weight has to be right in the middle of that left foot. You can bend the knee a little bit if that helps. Good. And then bring the right foot down beside the left. We'll do that on the other side. So step the left foot back, bending the right knee. Just come upright. If you need to ground that foot down, you can too. Bring hands to heart center. Lean forward, think strong spine, everything leaning forward, get a little lighter on the left foot. And if you're feeling it, you can lift the left leg. and touch the blocks. It's okay. And then if you have nice open hamstrings, you can lift that foot a little higher. It's big hamstring opener. I want you to keep your hips square to the floor though. And then bending both knees, bring that foot beside the right one. Now with your hands on the blocks, just widen your feet a little bit, turn your toes out and come down to a deep squat or whatever variation. A lot of times your heels will come up. That's okay. Good. And then very gracefully transition to a seated position. Yeah, it's always graceful. And then just stretch your legs out long in front of you. Now, if you have a really tight back, I recommend you sit on the edge of your blanket and tight hamstrings. So I think you guys look good. Or you can keep your knees bent a little bit because I want you to feel like you can sit up nice and tall. Yeah. Yeah. How's that? That's better, right? Why don't you sit on blanket stuff? Little, just there. And then, yeah. Now see if you can sit up tall. Yeah. Good. Now activate your legs and bend just your right knee and bring the ankle across the knee. If your knees clear up here, it's okay. And then just feel it. Yeah. Good, you guys. Big stretch, right? Now you're just gonna pick up the foot. This foot's active. You're just gonna pick that up and slide the knee across. So maybe it's stacked on the other knee. This is gonna be deep. Yeah. You'll feel it in this hip. Tonight, you feel free to fold forward if you're feeling it. Yeah, this is called half Gomukhasana, half cow face pose, whatever that means. Yes, you don't have to fold forward. I'm just trying to get some kinks out. Good. Now you're going to lift the knee up, slide that foot forward, and see how it feels if you can ground it down. That's pretty good. Now interlace your hands around your shin and pull back and up so you can lengthen your spine up again. Good. Now you're going to either keep your left hand on your knee or wrap the elbow and bring the other hand behind you for a little twist. You're twisting to your right. Every inhale, I want you to think long spine, long spine. I'm using those muscles to lengthen. And then the exhale, maybe I find that twist. I'm not cranking myself around. I'm just using those strong muscles in my core to get there. Good. And then unwind. Feels good, right? And we'll switch. So first find that tall spine. Bend the left knee, bring the ankle across. One side always feels different. My special side. I keep this foot active, and then you think of your knee as a hinge, right? Your hip is a ball and socket. So we get really tight there, but we can work on getting the ball and socket more able to move freely. Good. And then picking it up, stacking knee on top of other knee. Just feel that. It feels better if this foot comes down. If it comes here, fine. Whatever works for your hips, your hamstrings. your legs. And come on up. Now lift the knee, foot flat if you can. The other option is to bring it right in front of your sits bone. So you decide wherever it feels more stable. Interlace, pull back and up so you can lengthen tall. That's the most important thing, right? Especially with all you back people. You can either grab the knee with your right hand, left hand behind you, or wrap the elbow. Or some of you bring it to the outside if you'd like. One more breath. Every inhale, think tall and unwind. Good. Bring that leg forward, shake it out. And then I'm just going to have you bring your feet wide now. And again, I always have to think to myself, I'm going to inner spiral my knees. So my kneecaps and toes point the same direction. So I just kind of pull up on, call this your butt leg, pull up there and push down on the inside and then kind of straightens everything out. Upavista Konasana. Good job, you guys. And then think tall. And then just turn and face your right leg. So bring your left hand to the middle, face your right leg. Try not to allow that your leg wants to turn out. So you just activate it and then maybe reach that left hand to the outside of your shin or your ankle or your foot. Feel a big stretch in the opposite leg. You're trying to center your belly on that leg, not leaning to the left, but right over that leg. And then you can fold deeper if it feels good. And then come on up. Good job. Bring your right palm up and then just bring your elbow to your thigh there. Now, some of you will be able to slide it down. I want your belly and your chest to kind of face the middle and then bring your opposite arm up and arc over. Jeanette, I know you can bring your elbow to the inside. Grab, yeah. So you're just trying to turn your belly and chest more upward. The big stretch is called Pavrita Upavista Konasana. And then come on out. Beautiful, you guys. How'd it feel? Okay. Pavrita Upavista Konasana. She went through teacher training, so that's why it's hard to get those names. Okay, let's try the other side. So first, face your left leg and maybe hand to the outside. Big stretch. The pavrita is always twisted, right? Twisted Konasana. Upavista. Good, and then come on up. Left palm up, elbow down, wherever it works for you. Turn your belly towards the right a little bit. Right arm up and over. Think long spine, right? It's okay to arc the spine, but you have to have the space in between your vertebrae to do that. You don't want to compress anything. And you just breathe. You don't want to overstretch. You just go where it feels like, yeah, It's therapeutic, but yet I'm not overstretching. Good. And then come on up. You guys are doing fabulous. Bring your legs together again. And you have one block handy. We're running out of time, but maybe we'll go a few extra minutes. So I'm just going to have you bring your arms in front of you. Now you're going to, just like you did before, I'm going to have you scoop your tailbone and round your low back. And then just kind of slowly lay back until you feel like, oh, I can't hold it anymore. And then you're just going to lay down. Stretch your arms up over your head. And then bend your knees. Your feet are right under your knees. And bring your arms by your hips. So you can use your hands. If you're, I want you to feel your feet pointing straight ahead, right underneath. You guys look good. And then just press down with your arms and slide your shoulder blades towards each other a little bit. So it feels like you've got a little shelf for your heart. And then just press into your feet, lift your hips. Satu Bandha. And then if you can, grab your block on the lowest height, bring it underneath your sacrum, and then set your hips back down on it. So you still have that little heart lift. Doing Satu Bandha on the block. Should feel therapeutic. You'll know if you got it in the right spot if you lift a knee and it still feels good and your rib cage isn't, your lower ribs aren't popping out. You just got a little heart lift. Good. Now this is optional. You can stretch your legs straight and just kind of stretch over the top of the block. Maybe even point your toes, keeping your rib cage safe. It's a big stretch. Kind of like Shalabhasana, but in a supported position, which we did good. And then just bend your knees. Lift up enough to slide that block out. And then bring the soles of your feet together again. Let your knees open. Just bring your hands on your belly. You can find your breath again. And then slowly closing your knees. Just set your feet right on the edge of the mat with on the side edge so that your knees are still bent. And then bring your arms to cactus or T, whatever works for your shoulders. Goalpost for this time of year. And then just let both knees shift to the right side so your feet are still wide apart. You're just opening up to like triangles on each side. It's called windshield wipers. So we're going to bring the knees up and over to the left side. And the knees don't come all the way down. It's just, it feels really good in your hips and hopefully your low back. So just do that a few times to the right. And up and over to the left. Last time. Right and left. And then next time your knees are up, stretch your legs long and just bring them like hip distance apart. Relax the legs and then bring your arms closer to your side. You might want to cover up with your blanket. It's your choice because this is our final pose of Shavasana. Yeah. Oh, I want you to feel like you're supported by the floor, but you don't have to hold anything. And turning to your breath again. Every exhale, I want you to try and relax a little deeper. I'm just going to have you scan your body and just check for any lingering tension and let it go with your exhalation. Start with your scalp and your face, ears. See if there's any tension there. Let it go with the exhale. And then notice your jaw. If you hold tension there, allow your teeth to part slightly, your tongue to just to relax back. Your jaw just kind of slides in where it feels comfortable and relaxed. And relax your neck and your shoulders, arms and hands. And back, scan up and down. See if you're having to hold yourself and just let the earth support you. Relax your belly. Relax your pelvis and all the spots where your leg attaches. Just think to yourself, and let those lengthen back out. Relax. Relax your quadricep muscles. Hamstrings, your knees. Calves, ankles, and feet. And just scan one more time. If there's any lingering tension, let it go with your exhalation. Think of allowing your muscles to loosen from the bone, kind of slide off. Your skin softens. You start to have thoughts about what, what your plan is for the day or things that happened yesterday that are still bothering you. Just put those on a shelf and I'll deal with those things later. Just be totally present with yourself right here in this room. Those thoughts are like passing cars. You see them and then they just pass by. They say that you allow yourself to truly relax in Shavasana for 10 minutes. It's almost like having a 2-hour nap. So it is worth a while to try and get completely relaxed. Now, noticing your breath again. Just think of it now as a little bit of an energizing breath. So every inhale, you feel that energy of the prana come in and spread out. And then start to move in small ways. Get ready. Your fingers, toes, maybe your ankles and wrists. And then please hug your knees in. Carefully roll to the side. Keeping your legs heavy, push up to seated with your hands. You can always tell when people are true to themselves, to their soul, to who they really are, because they're authentic and you can feel it immediately. Please bring hands to heart center. And just bow slightly towards your heart, which is known as the seat of your soul. I just want to thank you guys for being here this morning and for practicing with me. I bow to the light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Well done.